Good morning, everyone. Today is March 18th, 2021. My name is James Mason. With me is Todd Derby. This is StockCast, your pre-market show. Todd, how you doing this morning?
I'm doing well, having a good day. How about yourself?
I'm doing outstanding. So starting off this morning, pre-market. Dow futures are currently up 43 points. S&P 500 down 15.5 points right now. We'll see how the market opens up overall. We could open up choppy, but just remember that yesterday, the Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell came out slinging all of his guns and basically stating that they will do whatever they can and just keep pumping the market up. So just keep that in mind. That is extremely important. So just to name off the top four of the most active pre-market movers: ticker NEOS, SNCA, BHTG, EVOL. All right, Todd. So what is the word today on the streets?
So I saw an article about AMC.
Yes, sir.
They put a news release out that by this Friday, by tomorrow, they expect to be 98% of all their theaters operational, up and going. That's impressive. And how timing. Kudos to them for great timing, because if I've got some stimulus money, guess where I'm going to put my fat butt?
Exactly. I mean,
a nice comfortable chair with a large tub of buttered popcorn watching some action film that had my name all over it.
Yeah, like they landed this one right on time, and good for them. AMC, they might be able to turn their company around. They were smart enough when they had the run up the first time with the whole Wall Street bet thing to do an offering to go ahead, secure funds, which is going to secure their future. And now they're opening up 98% come Friday. They might be able to really pull through with this one. And man, that's nice to hear that. Like, even though I don't have a horse in this race in terms of like trading them, just as a company, one of the biggest theater companies in the United States, it's just a nice story to actually see unfold in front of us after everything that the pandemic has done, not only to the United States, but to the global economy. It's just nice to see.
Yeah, so there's two thoughts for me. One is AMC was one of these meme stocks that bagged a lot of people, and in the sense that they became bag holders. This gives them some glimmer of hope that down the road, maybe they can get to the point where they're delivering a dividend and their stock price stabilizes as a real value. So those bag holders might be able to be okay. And then, and two, I was concerned that our society was going to, everything was desktop, live streaming, and these public theaters were going to disappear. And I think if that happens, that would be bad for our social culture, where we're just not interacting with people or seeing people. And the movie theater is one of those places.
Well, when it comes to like not interacting with people, I think that's an okay thing. I pretty much don't interact with many people, and I'm perfectly normal if you ask me. So you
heard it from the big man right there. He's perfectly normal.
So, anyways, now long term, I do think that the actual brick and mortar theaters are going to be relatively obsolete, just like the drive-in theaters. And the reason why is all these production studios, they had their chance, and they found out that just streaming it, through Amazon Prime, Netflix, whatever outlet that they want to use, is more efficient. It's more profitable. And if you really break down where a lot of these brick and mortar theaters make their money, it's actually in the concessions, believe it or not. So, we all know how massive some of these theaters are, and especially the ones who have done a lot of upgrades where you have those fancy chairs and things like that. That's a lot of overhead, and that is a lot of popcorn that you must sell to pay the bills, keep the lights on.
Yes.
So, yeah, long term, I do think that the brick and mortar theaters will go out of business, but who cares about that? We got to live in the moment, and AMC is looking like they are alive and well. So that is good news. Awesome for them. So the next ticker, Todd.
This was not on our pregame list, but I just want to mention there's a few of our members that were in a ticker UONE, and right now it's literally, as we were talking, it was printing and it got up over, hit $8. So if that's the ticker that you were in, that might be something to, if you average down, you might be able to cover your position and make a little profit. So the other ticker we were going to talk about was NEOS.
Let's see. NEOS. All right. So Todd, you were in this trade a while back, weren't you?
Yeah. So this was a ticker that I got in. I literally probably broke it. And I think my net was over $50. It was a small trade. It took a while, and so I covered my situation. But they had a proposed merger, and today they're actually having a stockholder meeting to vote on it, and the stock is running. And what is crazy about it is it ran up to over $2 today, but the merger price for an equivalent or break even to the company AYTU, that's who they're going to merge with. The break even price was 98 cents for NAOS. And it's just crazy how it's popped and it's gone almost double what the value was or should be.
Yeah. Well, it's not even once anything. That's just straight FOMO. That's retail traders thinking that something is going to break out, go to $10, and they didn't do their due diligence to understand what is actually fundamentally taking place. I mean, when there is a proposed offer and they give that offer price right there, anything over the offer price is overvalued. And that is something that you need to be concerned about if you are trading, bullish. And the last thing you want to do is walk away holding bags. But that's what happens when you don't do your research. So just keep that in mind, guys. We just want to talk about this one today. This is not a play that I personally would enter, but we just wanted to talk about how that merger deal was structured, how they gave that proposed offering price, and then it breaks $2. So it went up 100% more than what these companies are valuing the deal as. So just remember that. So let's see what we got going on in the comments this morning. How's everyone doing? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Go ahead, hit that like button for us. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. We're actually increasing our subscription members on the YouTube channel, and we are down. I think I last saw we're breaking into the upper 59% echelon. So let's see what we got going on in the comments. What tickers do you guys have today?
Two that they've mentioned so far. There's one, and it's a ticker that I'm personally in, is HO.
HO2H?
Yep, Hoth Therapeutics.
All right.
It's an alert that you put out a couple weeks ago. And then I re-entered. Actually, we've done 3 alerts on this ticker. We did a swing trade alert, and then we did a day trade alert, and then I alerted again this week.
Okay. So let's see. I am looking at their form SC13G. I will drop that link for anyone in the comments right here on YouTube if they want to look at it as well. All right, guys. So I posted that form in the comment section on YouTube here for y'all for the live streaming part. And y'all can check that out, read it. And if you're in this, hey, I hope this works out for y'all. But one thing that's kind of scary if you look at this chart, it's obvious, is that big red candle. Man, on the 5-minute chart, look at that.
Yeah, it spiked this morning, and then it's hard to explain that one.
So fundamentally, the last update for the short interest was 392,000, 2% of the float being shorted, 22.7 million shares outstanding, the float 19.4 million shares. So we do have a low float here. We just need this thing to commit and break out for us.
Well, the news yesterday was an agreement with University of Cincinnati to do a research study. So the real news is going to be when they have more data and a catalyst to share. And when you look at the candles, I'm looking at on the 5-minute chart, the volume for that big spike was only 30,000 shares. And then the selling volume in the next 5 minutes was only 20,000 shares. So, like you said, it's a low float, and that really moved the ticker quickly.
All right. So, see another ticker in here, BHTG. So we can see this pre-market push right now. This company, they released news this morning. See what it says. I'm going to have to click on this link actually. All right, so something about them receiving 1.8 million. And I'm gonna have to look through this later. At the moment, it doesn't, just from skimming their article really quick, it doesn't really come off as a strong catalyst. But let's see what comes about it. Let's look at it fundamentally.
I'm looking at something on. They have some warrants out there, and it looks like they need to raise some cash. So the warrant prices are $1.99. So this looks like this might get a push this morning, a little pump, and they can unload some shares to raise some cash for operating expenses.
Mm-hmm. So last updated short interest was 371,900 shares. So 371,900,000 shares. I don't know why I said point. Sorry. Let's see. Percent of the float, 1.9%. So relatively nothing. Outstanding shares, 19.8 million. The float, 19.5 million. So this one is another low float. And let me go to the daily chart. Currently pre-market, we are sitting at 290. Personally, and this is one that I did alert a while back, and obviously the move is already being made right here, but trying to jump in it right now, I would feel like if I was just laying eyes on this for the first time, I would feel like I was just chasing it. So hold on a second. So if I was just looking at this for the first time, what I'd need to see it do is just kind of cool off right here, and I'd wait for it to break that pre-market high. And this would just be a day trade only for me if I was going to, try to pull this off. So I'd wait for it to break above 340. I would limit my risk just by taking a smaller position. And my stop loss would be, actually, let me find my target price real quick. So 340 would be my entry on this. Really, my target price would be $4. So going for 60 cents per share, and I would keep this position size small if I was going to jump in this. This is my plan.
And just with your plan, they have a current offering in progress right now, and it's an at the market pricing. So they're trying to raise $11.5 million. So this will get pumped, and then it's just a matter of when they decide to start unloading shares.
Let's see. So this one, if I was going to jump in it and only going for that 60 cent per share potential gain, and I mean, it may not even go up that much, or it could go up more. You just don't know. But, and I would have to deem this actually a higher risk day trade. So I would have to put in a tighter stop loss, which would be 350, and there'd be a good chance this one would get stopped out. So I may watch this one. I'm not crazy about it. And the only reason why I'm even saying I may watch this is we're still experiencing another day of not really a lot going on pre-market wise. But if I was going to do this one, I'd probably just do, me personally, like a max of 500 shares. Sit that ultra tight stop loss at 350 and just let it go. See what happens.
And for me, I would let it go and then try to catch it on the backside when it's coming back down and short it down.
Yeah, I definitely do see more potential to the short side on this trade. So let's see what other tickers we have, Todd.
CARA. I'm not familiar with this ticker.
Neither am I. So let's see. So just looking at their news, they have a couple of Form 4s back in the earlier part of March. Fundamentally, the last update for short interest, 3 million shares being shorted, almost 7% of the float overall. Shares outstanding, 49.8 million, float, 44 million shares. So let's see. Let me look at something. If I just looking at this thing from a technical perspective, I would wait. Me personally now. Can y'all see how these daily candles go? You see just this wave. And if you draw a line right there, you can kind of see, like, once it breaks above that, it shoots up pretty quickly. So that value is $20, and we'll just say, we'll round it, $20.35. I'd wait until $20.35 before making an entry here. My stop loss would probably be around $19.78. And you can see, like, once we break below that range, what it kind of does. So that's why I put my stop there. And let me just drag my crosshairs. My target price would be $22.24. So this one, I will actually, just looking at the setup on it, I will actually have eyes on this to see if I want to make a play or not. So my entry here would be $20.35. Stop loss $19.78. Target price $22.24, and this is ticker CARA.
That came from Octavius. Thank you for sharing that with us, Octavius. All right, last one we'll talk about. Maybe last one. We'll see how quickly we can go on this one. UON. Well, I already mentioned it. They had positive earnings. Yeah. Let's take a look at CSCW. CSCW.
So just looking at their news, seen some things from a few days ago about the cooperation agreement. Excuse me. Fundamentally, last update, short interest, 1.8 million shares, short percent of the float, 3.14. Share structure, outstanding shares, 58.8 million shares. The float, 58.5 million shares. So this is still technically a low float, but it's on the higher end right there. But what stands out to me is this thing trades on the NASDAQ. They have requirements that they have to make. And if you look at this thing, one of the requirements is they have to be over $1. It's right at 95 cents. So they're going to have to do something to really get this stock pushed up here. And what I would look for personally, I'm just breaking it on the chart real quick. So me personally, and this is quite the percent, quite the percent difference from where we're currently at PPS value wise. But me personally, to feel comfortable with this, to see some bullish price action here, I'd have to wait until $1.26 if I wasn't already in. But at the same time, this thing is so cheap, it might be one of those plays for me where I might just buy 1,000 shares right now and wait however long it may be for this thing to actually work out. But my actual breakout price would be $1.26. Hold on a second. Let me find my target price first. My overall target price would be $3.30. If you see where I drew that trend line, you can kind of see where it breaks down every time it goes through that number. So that's overall target price for me. And my stop loss would be I actually just put my stop loss right at $1 again. So I give it 26 cents of a range to work with literally 100% profit for if it hit that overall target price amount. So that is what I see for ticker CSCW. Todd, are you in this one or?
No, I'm not in this one, and I'm not familiar with it. But I just want to ask a clarification question. So the reason you would enter now is we know that they have to get their price over $1. And so it's a fairly safe entry to buy in here right around 95 cents.
You can never really talk in terms of like something being safe in the stock market.
True.
Because this thing, there is great potential. This thing can go back down here and test these lows again, right around that 45, 50 cent range. You just don't ever know. But for me personally, with how I trade, if I took 1,000 shares, I'd literally have $1,000 wrapped up into this just to hold to see what happens. That would not be any significant part of my position size here. That's just to have my foot in this game. And if it would just go up, cool. If it doesn't, no big deal. I'll just wait it out and wait for it to break those ranges later on.
Yeah. So we don't talk about risk versus reward, but this is like you mentioned, you're literally risking 26 cents for 100 to 200% return on potentially.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing that one with us.
Yeah, my pleasure. So,
take a final question here. Someone asked, do we know why Webull canceled sell orders yesterday? I don't know. I don't know that. Actually, I had a couple sell orders in my Webull account that got canceled also, and I had to go and re-enter them. I don't know what happened there either. If someone has any news, or please either send us a message, or we'll talk about that tomorrow if we get an update on that.
Yeah, and we see we have the man himself, Johnny Red, in the live chat today. Johnny, I didn't see that $5 tip. Just saying. Everybody tell Johnny he better tip me $5 right now.
We've been getting accustomed to Johnny buying us our coffee
every morning. I haven't seen that tip come through, so everybody shame him right now. He better tip us $5. All right, everyone. So thank y'all for tuning in today. We really appreciate y'all, and we will see y'all tomorrow. Just remember, trade safe, We have the Fed pump going on. The market is pulling that back slightly right here. Who knows what it's going to do at the bell? Probably be choppy.
There you go, Johnny. I see it.
He tipped 20.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, guys. So
he's a big time player now. Big time
exactly,
player.
Yeah. He's going to ask for a reimbursement now from the company. Hey, guys, can I get the $20 back? Just kidding.
Everyone have a great day today.
All right, everyone. Y'all take care. Trade safe, and we will see y'all tomorrow.